Alright, good day all. So as I said, we're continuing until next month, right? With the conversation on monotheism. That is picking out specific verses from the Quran that point to or closely point to directly allude to the concept of monotheism, right? So we're looking at Surah 48 verse 7. And to Allah belong the soldiers of the heavens and the earth, and ever is Allah exalted in might and the wise. Right? To Allah belongs the soldiers of the heavens and earth. Right? Meaning what? Right? Prophets, messengers, and or those who choose to walk the path as prophet and messengers, right? And to come online and share by virtue of you doing the right thing. And you don't have to be incarnated as a particular form, right? In order to share knowledge. You just change your life, right? And then you come online and you share the Quran or you share a message, right? And you become a messenger, right? So you make yourself a soldier in the righteous war, right? Without incarnating as that being necessarily, but by virtue of your choice to do the right thing, right? That's what it refers to. So to Allah belongs the soldiers of the heavens and the earth, and ever is Allah exalted in the might and exalted in might and the wise, right? So I belong to no one, no one belongs to me, right? I belong to nobody, nobody belongs to me, right? Meaning that, hey, we don't really belong to, once you're sharing Allah's message here, you don't really belong to a person or say faithful to a person on earth or people on earth. You're faithful to the truth, and you're faithful to righteousness, you're faithful to the truth. You're faithful to Allah, to God, right? And to Allah, and by virtue of that, right? By virtue of that, you do good unto people, right? By virtue of that, you do good unto people naturally, right? Verse 14, to Allah belongs the dominion of the heavens and the earth. He forgives whom he wills and punishes whom he wills, and Allah is ever forgiving and merciful, right? So to Allah belongs the dominion of the heavens and earth, right? Meaning that Allah is creator, Allah is sustainer, Allah is destroyer or dissolver, right? I don't like the term destroyer, right? Dissolver in its own time, right? So dominion of the heavens and earth, meaning that Allah is the only one that manages this reality that we live in, right? There is free will and there's consequence, right? There's free will and consequence to our choices, right? All outcomes are included because we can actually choose to do anything. I could choose to go down the road, take a snack from a grocery, jump over somebody's fence, right? I could choose to do any of those things, or I could choose to stay home, right? So there are many, there are various paths or possibilities within life, right? I could choose to go and get a job now, or I could choose to stay home, right? There are many possibilities in life, right? And with each possibilities comes an outcome, right? An outcome. So so we are in part, we have free will, and that predestination aspect, right, or that being controlled or being managed aspect is in fact, hey, what is the response to our choice? What is the response to your choice, or what's the consequence of your choice, right? So we continue with this conversation. It all ties into one really, but the conversation really from now until next month is as I was saying, on monotheism, right? Verses that directly point to, allude to, or closely relate to that principle or that concept within the Islam faith, right? So we continue with that tomorrow, God's willing.